And every time I'm like, oh, I don't know too much, people are like, are you sure you're a lesbian? And I'm like, ha 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 ha. Get a personality. I'm kidding. Hi, gay people. Sorry, I'm assuming. I'm sure there's someone who's not gay who could potentially be watching this. I've set this goal for myself to make a video to post a video every week, no matter what. So I'm turning on my camera and I have a bunch of clothes that I need to fold, and I'm gonna talk about being a lesbian and how it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Is that how you say that? I came out December, I think, 28th of 2019, and I've learned a thing or two that I'd like to share with you. Maybe you're gay and maybe you can take something away from this, and maybe you're not gay and maybe you can't, so but it'll still be, I promise it'll be interesting. Did you see that? I hope you didn't see that. That was my underwear. 1. compHet. It's so real. compHet is a very real thing, and it doesn't go away just because you come out. And that kind of sucks, because I thought that once I was out living my gay little life, I just wouldn't have these problems. But I still, somewhere in the back of my head, feel like I would be better off with a man. That sounds weird, but like, I don't know, it's not that that's like what I want, right? It's more like a adopted fantasy. It's just very much ingrained into my brain, and it's not really going away. And that doesn't mean like I'm thinking about men every single day. I've never no, that's never been a thing. I think maybe like I'll look at my sister's relationship with her boyfriend and just be like, huh. Like, you know, just like the image of that. I'm like, that picture right there of you two, it just seems like what would be best in this world. Also, here's Catbug, who's in my way. I feel like it also affects relationships. Oh, here's another thing. I operate in relationships with girls in the same way that I did with men, because that's all I've ever known. Flirting with men is very formulaic, it's very easy. Because in my life, I've always known where my place was at, right? Like, especially because I was raised so religious, there was like a very specific context in which I was supposed to operate. Like, okay, I'm a girl, the man is supposed to do this and this for me, this is how I approach him, he's really courting me, I'm just kind of standing there looking pretty, and like affirming him. In my family, my mom definitely wears the pants, and like she's the breadwinner. Like I grew up with that while growing up with those like very religious messages and ideologies. So it was like very like okay, like I'm a girl and I know like how girls act and I'm gonna perform in that, but at the same time I'm not gonna subscribe to any weird gendered roles that are like very explicitly weird. But I still did, like, it's inevitable, because again, like, the guy is the one who's initiating. When I started talking to girls, I don't initiate. I still don't initiate, not for the most part, unless I'm like drinking or something, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to operate with girls. And that's a problem that I think a lot of like baby gays have. But it sucks so much, because I think people will like often think I'm not interested in them because I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And it's annoying because I'm always taking on just like a docile role even though that's not necessarily what I want to do, but it's just what I've been trained to do. I'm trying to like figure out how to not do that anymore. I'm trying to let go, and this is another thing that I think contributes to that. I'm trying to let go of the idea of masks, femmes, tops, bottoms, all that stuff, because even though I know they're labels that people like assign to themselves and like resonate with, I think it just makes me fall back into the mindset I was in when I was not out. Who's the guy in the relationship? Like, oh, you're the guy, you're the girl. Stupid stuff like that. And I feel like I've internalized that so much that I'm like, okay, I obviously present like very feminine. I'm gonna be the girl in the relationship. I'm gonna do like what girls do to guys or with guys or whatever, and it messes with my brain, and I need to figure out something to do. I got into a relationship almost right after I came out, which, you know, I don't regret. It was a bad idea, but I don't regret it. It's just kind of funny looking back at it, because like she also came out around the same time, and the only thing we had in common was that we were lesbian, and we were like, oh my gosh, you like girls? That's crazy. Me too. I literally, even now, oh gosh, I do this a lot. I always assume people don't like me. I've always done that, because people didn't. There's a point in my life where nobody was interested in me. I mean, there were a couple people who had like crushes on me, kind of. But for the most part, I wasn't like someone people were like seeking or like going after in like middle school, high school, you know. And then there was a point where that changed. But I didn't change. Like, maybe I changed, but like in here I didn't change. So now, on top of that, add girls, right? And what I have always deemed as platonic, because, you know, very religious and like suppressed, closeted girl is not gonna assume anything but friendship from other girls. So now the way it affects me is that I am always surprised when a girl likes me back. I'm like, oh, so like lesbians actually exist. Like, it's not just me. I got into this relationship really, really early, and first thing I realized was, one, I am absolutely gay. You know how I realized that? Anytime I kissed a man in the past, I was like, I don't like this. I'm not finding this interesting. I'm not finding this fun. I could do it, but I don't really get the hype. I'm not too sure I understand it. And when I kissed this girl, she's the first girl I'd ever kissed in my adult life, and in a like non-platonic way. And this sounds so dramatic, but it literally felt like I was like spinning. Like I said, we didn't have much in common. Our conversations weren't especially riveting or anything, but I think it's just like the fact that it's just like, yeah, I like girls. Like, oh, this is what kissing's supposed to be like. This is why people do it. I was like, this is good. This is fun. This is great. So yeah, first thing I realized is, okay, confirmation, am lesbian. I didn't make it up. Second thing I realized is girls are not. Oh gosh. I don't have a lot of experience with relationships. I'm realizing things people probably already knew. People have probably known for years, maybe even before they were in relationships, and maybe I'm just dumb. But this is my truth, and I'm gonna speak it. After that relationship, I had like seen a couple of girls, dated a couple of girls, not in any serious way. But like some of them were serious, even though it was meant to be casual. I don't know, but basically women can be really, really like not nice and stinky like boys. People are like, oh my gosh, I like girls smell good, blah 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 blah. Not all of them. Like, think of this perfect life where you can finally be out and be with girls and da 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 da, and it feels very like magical and like fairy tale-y, but it's not always like that. Relationships are relationships, and relationships are hard, can be hard. Seeing eye to eye with someone is always gonna be difficult, you know, if you're not like hitting it off right off the bat. Like, even if you are, there are still things that are gonna come up. Love bombing sucks so much, and I think girls have a predisposition to do that because we're so used to being, you know, like, straight girls are so gay sometimes, and I feel like as a society, the way girls interact with each other can be like suggestive and still not mean anything. Like, you can do very suggestive things with women and people will completely like see you as friends no matter what. Because we can do that so easily with each other, we can take it to the next level and go a little bit overboard, and it's in a very specific way with women. I don't know if I've ever been love bombed by a guy, but I've seen guys love bomb, and I feel like when they do it, it feels like a red flag. It feels gross. But when women do it, it feels so good. It feels so good. It's like a drug. You just, you know, you want it to keep coming, and then when it stops, it feels just so crushing, because it's like, the things you said to me. I've considered being single forever because of the turmoil I have felt over this past year. It's been 1 year, and I feel like I have just been through it. I don't even think I've dated that many girls, but like, it can get so intense so quickly. Pain and suffering. And here's the kicker. That's such a weird thing to say. I don't think I've ever said that before, but here's the kicker. I've never even been in love, and yet I have been through the most emotions that I have ever been through in such a short amount of time, in this past year. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not being concise at all. I'm sorry. This is not scripted, as I said, so please refrain from judging me. I literally am just opening my mouth and saying things. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me talk about like lesbian culture, because that annoys the hell out of me, and I don't know. Something needs to be done. Can we please let go of the association with astrology and gay people? I'm so tired. And every time I'm like, oh, I don't know too much, people are like, are you sure you're a lesbian? And I'm like, ha 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 ha. Get a personality. I'm kidding. And honestly, in general, just associations that make you gay. Like, anytime I'm interested in something, it just happens to be a gay thing, and it annoys me so much. Like, this bag I have, and I'm like starting my little pin collection. I didn't know that was a gay thing, but apparently it is. The other day, I was on a date with someone, and we were talking about like the franchises and like books and stuff we liked when we were like growing up, and she was like, Harry Potter, and I was like, yeah, I was not a Harry Potter girly. I was a Percy Jackson girly. And she was like, well, yeah, because you're gay. And I was like, all right, I can't have anything. I'm leaving. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm actually no longer a lesbian, so. Something that I still have a hard time doing is talking to my friends about people I'm seeing. Makes me very uncomfortable because all my friends are straight, and I know it's not like, I don't know, it's just like the vibes of like me and my girlfriends talking about guys we liked, you know, back in the day. It was fun. It was so fun to talk about. I always enjoyed those conversations. The guy I couldn't care less about. It was more about this just sort of like hype around it, and just like the secretness, and like the inside like jokes and code names and stuff we had for all these boys. That was the fun part. The actual boys, I was just looking and picking so I could have something to talk to my girls about. Yeah, like I miss that, and I feel like I don't have that anymore, or I can't have that anymore because it just feels unnatural. Like I'll talk to my friends about someone I'm like interested in or like talking to and stuff, and it's just different vibes. It's very like, oh yeah, wait, oh my gosh, wait, she's so cute, and like it doesn't feel the same, and I'm sad about it, and I don't really know how to like navigate that. And I want to talk to my friends about people I like in that way, but I don't really know how. Sometimes I wish I was straight because my life would be easier, maybe, probably. Yeah, no, what I actually wish is that I was just able to explore this when I was younger, and I was able to acknowledge my feelings when I was younger. That's it. Thank you. My clothes have been folded. Do you want to see? Thank you for watching if you watched. Goodbye.